Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you my shea butter sugar scrub. What's really good about this sugar scrub in particular, it has cocoa and shea butter as well as grapeseed and almond oil. So it's a very moisturizing, hydrating sugar scrub as well as a good exfoliant. And as you will see me putting a lot of ingredients in here, this is like a huge batch. So it's probably going to be about 60 to 65 ounces in total. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and look at me all day. Let's look at the ingredients. The shea butter that I'm using is going to be the Ghana Beige. I try to use as unrefined as possible, so it is a little off-white. Alright, so now that we have all our oils, butters, and waxes, what I'm going to go ahead and do is heat it up and then let it cool, and then we'll get to the whipping process. So now that we have all the oils and butters melted, as you can see here, you have a couple of options of how you want to cool it. You can cool it in this bowl, or you can put it into whatever you're going to use to whip up your oils and butters. I tend to like to leave it in here just because when you're going to whip it, if it's already in here, it will tend to stick and then you have to keep scraping it out. So what I like to do is put my mixing bowl in and then add this to it. That way it can whip as it goes and it's less likely to stick, and then you have to do a lot less scraping. So we're gonna set this in the cool probably for about 1 to 2 hours because it's really hot right now, and then we'll get to the whipping phase. So while we're waiting for the oils and butters to cool, what we're gonna do is get our slurry together. So the vitamin E oil that I'm using is my own blends. Like I said, I am using a preservative. Technically you don't have to because this does not have any water in it, but I like to put it in there so that when you're using it, your hands can be wet and you can go in and out of the jar without it going rancid. So with the preservative that I add, the sugar scrub is going to be good for the duration. You can use it, you can put it in the shower, you can do whatever you want with it, and it's not gonna get moldy or anything like that. All right, so we're gonna get this mixed up. And while we're waiting for the oils and butters to cool off, we'll come back and we'll whip it up. So now that the oils and butters have cooled, that's what it looks like. I'm gonna get my sugar measured out and then we can get to whipping. And yes, it's gonna be a lot of sugar. So the best way I've found to do it is kind of like add a little bit at a time so that it can kind of break down and not be all clumpy. So we're gonna get it started. I'm gonna lock my mixer. So now that I have everything in there, I'm gonna go ahead and crank it up and get everything all nice and fluffy. So when it's whipping like this, I'll probably let it go for a few minutes, and then as you can see now it's getting really fluffy, so I'm gonna let it go for a few more minutes and then I'm gonna add in the sugar. So before I add in the sugar, I'm gonna put in my slurry. So now it's nice and fluffy. You can either mix in your sugar in the bowl and let it whip more. This is like a 5 to 6 quart mixer, so I need like a 10 quart in order to add all this sugar in there. So what I tend to do is just mix it in by hand. It's not as fun, it's a little bit more work, but that way nothing spills out and you keep it from being a mess. So we're gonna do that next. So normally I put the sugar into my whipped butters, but I'm just gonna try it different this time since I know this is how much sugar that I use. I'm just gonna do it in reverse, see what happens. I try to fold it in because I don't want all the air to leave out of the whip after you put in all that effort. You want to keep as much air in it as possible. So I have all the sugar incorporated right now. You can see it still has that creamy texture. And it's thick, but not too thick. So when I go to portion these, I'll add whatever fragrance I'm gonna work with and a little bit of mica powder just to give it a little color, a little pizzazz. So here's some I've already had made. So this one is a Cocoa Cashmere. It's a pretty popular scent. This one is gonna be Spellbound. Smells pretty good. And then this one is Wish Upon a Star. You can see it has a pretty pink color. Have that. And then the chamomile, this one has mica powder. It also has chamomile essential oil. So, thanks for watching.